So the reason I say regardless of is because there's a lot of mixed reporting around João Neves. So I'm going to read you two different reports from the same website, one under the other. So first one is Neves a priority. A report from Portuguese outlet Correio da Manhã on the Echo said that Liverpool have made João Neves their top midfield priority this summer. It says 2 bids of £51 million were rejected from Manchester United, but Liverpool, Man United and Paris Saint-Germain, as well as Chelsea, are all interested in the 19-year-old. Very next piece on the Echo site is Reality on Neves reports. Liverpool will certainly not fork out anything anywhere close to £100 million for João Neves, who has only played 75 senior club games across his career. So while undoubtedly a talent, it's unlikely that the Reds will make him a priority if Benfica's stubbornness over his price is true. Liverpool have a number of areas that need bolstering, with defensive midfield undoubtedly one of them. But the club have historically shown they will not pay over the odds for a player and are unafraid to turn to alternatives if required. Who writes this crap at the Echo? Liverpool are historically shown that they won't pay over the odds. Caicedo says hi. We weren't willing to pay that, no. We weren't paying 115 million for Caicedo. That wasn't happening. I made that up. We didn't see that bid accepted last year. Honestly, do these lads win competitions on the backs of a box of cornflakes? Genuinely, that website drives me demented. They are cheerleaders extraordinaire. They are FSG fanboys, the likes of which they should be embarrassed about. They should be representing their readers and those in the city of Liverpool and not doing the owner's bidding. Your job as journalists isn't to parrot what the owners leak. It's to challenge them, to ask for the best for the football club, for those who read your publication. This is shocking, shit, pathetic, whatever you want to call it. I'm getting my head done in by this stuff. I'm sick of a lack of ambition. I'm sick of people accepting the status quo. Oh, well, they said it isn't possible, so, well, then it mustn't be possible. It is possible. We can spend money, but John's cheap. So how can you write an article saying that we've historically shown we won't overpay and then ignore the fact that we were willing to overpay? And then when we were willing to overpay, we were also willing to overpay for the number 2, who was Romeo Lavia, who we were willing to pay above what we weren't willing to pay previously until it became clear he was going to Chelsea. And then all of a sudden, we were willing to pay more than the already high valuation that we weren't willing to pay. We have shown, or else we're just being fooled and we weren't really willing to spend that money. But hey, I'm not a reporter, so not my job to figure that out. A Santino said, oh man, just walked into this and an Echo rant. Right on, thanks for saying the stuff we're all thinking. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand these cowards that don't do their job because they're afraid. They're afraid that they won't get access. It's not your job. Your job isn't to be a cheerleader for the football club and its owners. Your job's to look after the people who put boots on the ground, the people who actually give a damn, the people that you claim to represent the city of Liverpool. I don't understand it. They are honestly a tin pot bunch of yes men, and it's embarrassing. How is FSG being cheap? Are you really asking that with a straight face? How are FSG being cheap? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because, and I'm just spitballing here, they haven't spent a goddamn penny yet. Maybe because they wouldn't spend the money on a centre-back last year or a midfielder. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you're a little bit happier about being second and third and there or thereabouts. But I'm not. I'm not when I see Arsenal signing Declan Rice, when I see Manchester City out there making big signings, when I see Chelsea making big signings, when I see United getting their business done. So that's how they're being cheap. They're being cheap by, this might be a bit technical here though, being cheap. Yeah being the key word. Yeah, exactly. And it'll keep being yeah, and yeah, and yeah, and yeah. And all you saps that continue to blow smoke up FSG's arse will continue to sit there and applaud and go, yes, yes. There's only 2 weeks to go in the window. Don't worry, Craig. They'll spend. They just haven't done it yet. But there's a day to go in the window. Don't worry, Craig. They'll spend. They just haven't done it yet. Oh, it's okay though. Here he comes to save the day. It's Arthur Melo. I don't want that happening again, bro. I don't want to see Ben Davies and Ozan Kabak strolling through the door with their capes on and their underwear outside their trousers ready to go because they're not good enough. So yeah, they might not have made signings yet, but historically, they've shown that they don't have the stomach to sign the big players, and they don't have the appetite for a fight and to really win. Winning to them is pound notes. Winning to them is the value of the asset increasing. That's not winning to you and me. That's not winning to the Liverpool fans. So if you really think that they are just pausing because, you know, all that money that's sitting there, they're just itching to spend, I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you. I really don't get it. I don't. How? Historically, what about them makes you think that they're about to go, yeah, we're going to splash the cash? Last year was a rebuild. Remember that word, rebuild. That's not my word. That's the word that everybody was using last year. Rebuild. Generational rebuild. Jurgen Klopp's second team. And we still were outspent by 5 other Premier League clubs who weren't in rebuild mode. That was our big summer. What did we have in the end? A £90 million net spend. That's the big summer. That's the, ooh, I'm so grateful. No, not good enough. Go out there and get the guys that are going to win us league titles. If the data shows that João Neves is that guy, then pay the money. This nonsense about Liverpool won't overpay. Fuck you, we won't overpay. We will, but John won't. It's not the overpaying part. It's the won't pay part. I'm sick of our owners being cheap, Craig. It's about time they put their hands in their pockets. It is about time, but it's also about time we keep kicking up fuss on this. Like, I'd love to be sitting here talking about how X or Y is going to come in and how Arne Slot's going to implement them into the team and what difference they might make and what competition it'll do for places. But unfortunately, what I'm looking at is the local boy, vice captain, superstar Trent Alexander-Arnold away with England with 11 months to go on his contract and no sign of a breakthrough. I'm looking at Mohamed Salah potentially walking out the door for free. And I'm looking at Virgil van Dijk, unknown. Liverpool captain in the last 11 months of his deal, doesn't know what's going on. I'm looking at Thiago leaving. I'm looking at Matip leaving. I'm looking at our goalkeeper situation being very precarious. And still nothing. So why should I give them the benefit of the doubt? What have they done to deserve the benefit of the doubt? Selling us down the river by joining a Super League? Furloughing staff? Sticking the ticket prices up or trying to copyright Liverpool? What have they done that's actually worth me sitting here and saying, yeah, they deserve the benefit of the doubt? They don't. And he's already over in Boston telling Red Sox fans, well, baseball players are expensive. Yes, John. Yeah, yes, they are. But, John, you've got the money. And don't give us this, well, the club spend a lot on wages shite that we have to listen to every year because others are outspending us in that regard as well. Saka, a kid, is on Mohamed Salah money. And Mo had to smash every record basically the club ever made to get paid. And we could lose Trent because of their indecision. It's pathetic. And people still make excuses for them. I'm not here to big up the owners. I want the best for the club, the manager and the staff. I want the best for the fans. I don't want to qualify for the Champions League. I want to win the Champions League. I don't want to say, can we come second? I want to win. I want us to go into the season, balls out, nuts on the table, thinking, come beat us. But we're not doing anything yet. And I get it. The window's open. There's time. But how long? How long before we keep kicking this can down the road? Remember, we're off to America soon. We've already got a shortened window for Arne Slot to coach the players that are already at the club. As Simon Brundy said, the entire team won't be back together for Arne Slot to work with till 1 week. 1 week before the Premier League kicks off. And look, that's not the owner's fault. It's not the owner's fault the international tournaments were on, but they knew about it.